Fox Sports.
We are the Fourth. We are South.
From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, it's time for Braves baseball. Tonight we join you from Citizens Bank Park for the first time. We get our first look at the Philadelphia Phillies. A pair of 6-9 clubs square off in Game 1 tonight. Hi again, friends. Chip and Joe, welcome back to Braves baseball. Another road trip starts for Atlanta tonight. The Braves have had their way with the Phillies. They've beaten them 7 straight times, and who better to make it 8 in a row than the man on the mound, Bartolo Colon.
Who's had a lot of success in this ballpark, and career-wise, he's had a lot of success against the Philadelphia Phillies over the years. He's coming off his best start of the year, I think, against San Diego at home, in his first start at SunTrust Park, where he only gave up 1 hit in 7 innings, and that was a home run. He's given up 8 runs on the year. 5 have come from homers. So basically, if he can keep the ball in the ballpark tonight against this Phillies ball club, you like his chances, and you know he's going to be trying to dot those corners with his fastball on both sides of the plate.
Phillies coming off a series win against the Mets. Braves trying to get back into the win column after being swept by the Nationals. Freddie Freeman hits well against these guys. We'll see if he can keep it up. It's Game 1, Braves and Phillies baseball from the fighting city of Philadelphia next. ATL with non-stop coverage of the Braves, Hawks, and Atlanta United all month long. It's presented by Cook's Pest Control. Kind of a gray day in Philadelphia. There's a chance for some scattered showers a little later on tonight, but hopefully nothing will rain on the parade of Bartolo Colon as he squares off with the Phillies. As Joe mentioned, this Philadelphia club off to a 6-9 start. It's not because they're not catching the ball. They've made just 4 errors this year. And they've gotten a lot of good production from their outfield as well, with Saunders, Herrera, and ALTHERR right to left. Tommy Joseph, Cesar Hernandez, Freddie Galvis, and Michael Franco, their third baseman. Cameron Rupp is behind the plate. And Pete Mackanin has the luxury of watching Jeremy Hellickson go to work. He's off to a terrific start as well. But the Phillies, Joe, have been a frustrating club the last couple of years. They're not scoring a lot of runs. They didn't score a lot of runs last year, and they're having trouble making consistent contact so far this year.
A lot of it has to do with the fact that they are a young ball club. You know, they've got some guys that are trying to find their way in the big leagues. The Phillies are having to exercise patience with a lot of their young players. Last year, even some injury bugs hit some guys, including their ace young pitcher Aaron Nola. So they've had kind of a hard time of it, putting it all together. They still feel confident that they're on the right track and that they will, by this time next year, if not in 19, be competing again in the National League East as they did for so long.
Yeah, in fact, ownership went on the local radio stations and was very vocal about that with their big TV revenues here and their money that's been taken off the payrolls with Lee and Hamels and Ryan Howard and Jimmy Rollins. The Phillies feel like they will be in the market for just about anybody they want in free agency next year and the year after, which is supposedly a tremendous free agent class. So Philadelphia takes the field, 6-9 so far on the year. They're only 2-4 on their home field. But don't tell that to Jeremy Hellickson. This guy's been awfully tough.
Yeah, if you like to watch a pitcher work, this is your guy. Last 9 home games, excellent record, 5-1, a 1.97 ERA. In fact, over his last 6 home games, he's undefeated, 4-0 with a 1.52 ERA. Last year went 12-10 for a ball club that had a very poor record. Very commendable 3.7 ERA and playing most of his games in this ballpark. He's good. He doesn't throw hard by comparison today. 88-91 with a good cutter. He'll keep you honest with that, but he lives on the corners with a good changeup that he throws a lot and an excellent curveball. Record against the Braves lifetime, 1-0 in 4 starts.
So the Atlanta offense for Brian Snitker, of course, the centerpiece is Freddie Freeman. Freddie had a monster homestand for Atlanta, went 11 for 21 and hit 3 homers, and historically Freddie has worn out this Phillies ball club. In fact, he had 25 hits against them in 2016. Let's hope Ender Inciarte and Adonis Garcia are on in front of him on the Toyota starting lineup. Nick Markakis, Brandon Phillips, Tyler Flowers, and Dansby Swanson are also back in the starting 9 tonight.
Yeah, they've moved Dansby down to the 8th spot in the order. I think that's probably a good idea given his struggles offensively lately, and an effort to get some more offense going at the top of the order in front of Freddie and now Matt Kemp.
Braves lost 3-2 yesterday. Great game by R.A. Dickey. R.A. went 7 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs. The Ryan Zimmerman 2-run homer, the deciding blow in that ball game. That was really unfortunate for R.A. Can't pitch any better than he did against that Washington lineup, which right now is red hot.
Umpires for tonight's game behind the plate will be Stu Surewater, Mike DeMuro at first, Brian Gorman's crew chief at second, Trip Gibson at third. Phillies are 2-4 at home. Braves 2-6 on the road.
So something's got to give tonight. We'll see what happens with Ender Inciarte sent to lead things off. Ender at .234 with 4 homers and 7 driven in. Hellickson's first of the night is off the plate. Ball 1. Temperature in the 60s. Gentle breeze blowing straight in here at Citizens Bank. Kind of a gray, misty evening. Let's hope the weather stays dry enough to get this one in uninterrupted.
Yeah, the breeze is making it a little chilly by comparison to the great weather we had at SunTrust Park.
Popped up. And drifting out is Cesar Hernandez. He says he's got it, and the Phillies second baseman puts the squeeze on it. 1 down.
It's one of those good change-ups for an out.
Here's Adonis Garcia batting 175, a homer, and 3 runs batted in. You heard Kelsey Wingert's report on the numbers for Adonis last year. Very similar struggles for the Braves third baseman. He's 6 for 50 against right-handed pitching this year. But as Brian Snitker has said, first the pitch, you hope to get him going by placing him in front of the hottest hitter on your lineup card, in hopes that he'll get some fastballs and get his timing back. We'll see if that happens tonight. High fly ball toward left. That's playable for ALTHERR near the line. And 2 fly balls. 2 outs for Freddie Freeman, who's our Bringing the Lumber feature presented by Yellowwood.
Freddie's been bringing the lumber by Yellowwood. He's got enough to build a house already. And he has really hit well in this ballpark and against the Phillies overall. 31 games against these guys. 9 homers, 25 RBIs.
25 hits alone against the Phillies last season. So Hellickson, with that modified windup, goes to work and delivers a little low. The Phillies have a shift on for Freeman. Michael Franco, the lone man on the left side of the Philadelphia infield.
Freddie's had good success against Hellickson too. There are some good numbers for the Braves, including Freddie, 4 for 6 with a homer.
Fly ball straightaway center. Odubel Herrera is there. With the wind blowing in, the park will have no trouble swallowing that fly ball. 3 up, 3 down for Hellickson. Bartolo Colon to work next. For the Braves, Bart coming off an outstanding performance against the San Diego Padres. 1 hit, 1 run, 6 strikeouts over 7 innings of play. And he's back in a familiar place against a familiar foe, and Joey hopes for familiar results.
No question about it. Last 10 starts against this ball club, 7-2, a sub-3 ERA. Last year he made 5 starts against them, went 3-1 with a 3.03 ERA. His 4 keys to pitching success tonight. Number 1, the middle of their order has had horrible struggles. Some of them got a little bit better, got a little hotter in New York, but they've really had a hard time combined hitting under 200, and hits are okay. As I said in our opening comments, 5 of the 8 runs he's allowed have come by way of homers. Base hits are okay. Try to limit the long balls.
And he'll face Cesar Hernandez, the Phillies leadoff man, who's already racked up 7 multi-hit games already this year. Hernandez hitting .299 for the year. And a bunt, and it's a beauty. Garcia with a bare hand, no chance. Leadoff bunt single for Cesar Hernandez.
This is just perfect too. Softened it right on the line. We've been talking about how good Adonis is at this play, but he had no chance on Hernandez, who's quickly becoming one of the most underrated players in the National League.
So Bartolo will go to the stretch immediately with Aaron Althea coming up. He's the Phillies left fielder. 7 hits in his first 21 at bats, including a home run. And a strike over the outside corner. Phillies are without Howie Kendrick, who's been playing the outfield for them. Kendrick's hurt, as is Clay Buchholz. He's had surgery to fix a torn flexor tendon.
I expect Kendrick back by somewhere on the end of the month, but Buchholz out probably for the year.
So Althea gets the start in left tonight. Hernandez 3 out of 4 in stolen bases, has a good lead at first. And a very close play. Bartolo thought he might have picked him off.
I'm not so sure he didn't. Braves are waiting to hear from Miles Thomas. Back elbow tag, right there.
Is there enough evidence to challenge the call? You have 30 seconds to do that. And not enough to challenge the safe call at first. That's driven into the seats, right side foul by ALTHER. It's 0-2. Phillies are hitting .241 as a team. They're averaging over 9 strikeouts a game as a team. Their Toyota starting lineup has some thunder in the middle with Herrera and Franco and Michael Saunders. That's off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You know, they're third from the bottom in team strikeouts, and they're 8th in batting average, but they're 4th in runs scored. They've got a good slugging percentage. They've got a decent on base percentage, but it's kind of odd that combination and be so high in runs scored.
They've actually outscored their opponents by 2 runs, which is tough to do with all those strikeouts.
And again, one of the reasons is that one game against the Nationals where they scored 17 runs.
New hitting coach for the Phillies this year is Matt Stairs, former broadcaster. And now the 2-2 is for the screen foul.
This kid's a good looking player. 6'5", 220. Missed about half of last season with a wrist injury and have surgery after diving for a ball in spring training in 2016. But came back with a bang in Atlanta with a home run, a double.
And the Phillies looking for any kind of offensive help they can find for their outfield. That was a big hole last year. Their outfielders 27th in average, dead last in baseball in slugging percentage last year. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Back to the mound. Ought to be 2. Phillips the turn. And Bartolo fielded his position beautifully. 2 outs.
It appeared that he had picked him off first with those quick feet and great move over there. And then you get a taste here. Watch him follow through, squared up the home plate. He didn't throw it to Brandon Phillips. He threw it to the bag, knowing Brandon was going to be there. Good feed. Easy turn.
So 2 outs for Odubel Herrera, the Phillies center fielder. Herrera at .264 with a homer. And a bouncing ball to Brandon Phillips. He'll backhand and fire to first, and Bartolo Colon has very little trouble. 3 outs, 8 pitches. Matt Kemp leads off a scoreless second next. together again. Matt Kemp, after missing 10 days with a hamstring issue, came back last night against the Nationals. And he's in left field and will lead off the second inning for the Braves. And Matt Kemp is our Georgia Lottery hitting the jackpot tonight.
His numbers against the Phillies very good. 24 games in his career here, 19 RBIs.
Well, if you're a hitter and you don't like hitting in this ballpark, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, you're not breathing.
Very short dimensions in left. 334. And a straight line out to 374. And then the odd angle wall, 387 and then 409 feet out to where the hitting background starts. They actually made that wall in left bigger than it used to be.
Mm-hmm. '81 on that change. You just it's hard, but you got to make yourself stay back. It's a little bit like what we talked about with Jared Weaver the other day when he was topping out at 84 for the Padres. This guy throws harder when he wants to, but you got to wait.
Another pop up. A shift was on. Long run Hernandez, and he's going to get there. What a play to rob Matt Kemp.
You know, when you're watching the ball come down and the player run for it, you're thinking, okay, this is where it's going to hit the grass. There's no way I thought Hernandez was going to get there in time. What a good play right in the webbing. I'm telling you, this guy is quite a player that no one talks about.
So 4 outs in the air for Hellickson. Markakis the batter. Nick at 286. He's knocked in 8 runs. Nick's been on base in 13 of 14 games for Atlanta. And he too has a couple of homers against Hellickson lifetime. Strike.
He had a good series against the Washington pitchers too. 4 for 11. So he'll keep you honest, especially the left-handers. He can use that cutter, kind of make you move back a little bit before he throws you something softer that you have to reach for. Oh man.
Nick couldn't check his swing apparently. Trip Gibson is the third base umpire. Hellickson might have gotten a break. Did he?
I thought he stopped it. A little flip at the end of the bat, right at the end, might have cost him.
Another fly ball. Another chance in center for Odubel Herrera, and he's got that. 5 up, 5 down. Again, this is a bandbox ballpark, but not on a night like tonight with the wind blowing straight in, and Hellickson's using the center of the field very effectively. 2 pop outs to second, 2 fly outs to center, and a soft fly ball to left for his first 5 outs. Here's Brandon Phillips.
Brandon had an excellent homestand. He's hit in 7 straight and was tomahawking some fastballs from Strasburg last night.
Another pop. This one to Freddie Galvis at shortstop. And Hellickson is cruising merrily along. 6 up, 6 down. Bottom of a scoreless second next.
he is above all adjectives. I think he is timeless. He is just a genuinely good teammate, and I have a lot of great things to say about him. But I don't big sexy for me. I'm not too sure about that one, but he's a lot of other things to me.
That's last night's Braves starter R.A. Dickey, part of the AARP contingent in rotation for Atlanta. Well, those old timers are doing a terrific job. Bartolo got the Phillies easily in the first. Now Michael Franco leads off. Franco's off to a slow start. He snapped an 0 for 22 yesterday against the Mets and Noah Syndergaard.
Yeah, he's one of those guys in the middle I was talking about. And the last thing he wants to see is Bartolo Colon at this stage, because he's 1 for 16 against him in his career. That's the place to get him is away. One of the things we were told that Matt Stairs is working on with Franco is that because he steps toward third base all the time, they tried to open his stance up thinking he had to then come back to the plate. That has not been the case. He's not really striding as much as he's just picking his foot up and putting it back down, but he's still wide open and very vulnerable to anything outer third of the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And that's exactly where Bart went again, but just missed. Full count. High hopper right to Adonis Garcia, and that's the first down of the inning. So Franco's 1 for 17 now against Colon, and here's Michael Saunders. Phillies signed Saunders as a free agent. He's played in Seattle and in Toronto. 11 strikeouts, 2 walks for him in the early going this year. Bases empty, 1 out, scoreless second inning. And that's off the plate. Read something today about the Phillies too. They were one of the dark horse candidates to try to get Jay Bruce last year, and again in the offseason. A shot hit to left. Kemp turns, and that ball's going to sail off the wall. Saunders on his way into second. Close play, but he'll beat it. It's a 1-out double. So there's some of that Philly outfield production that was so sorely missed last year.
And this guy's got power and has shown it, displayed it, and both those stops you mentioned, and he's got power to all parts of the field, especially in this ballpark with a short porch and left. Big, tall, strong guy. That was well played by Matt. Out there in time.
So Tommy Joseph, the batter. Joseph was a 20 home run man last year. And it's outside. Phillies set a record last year. They are the first team in history with 2 first basemen to hit 20 home runs in the same year. Joseph had 20. Ryan Howard had 23.
I hope Ryan's tuned in tonight. I'll bet he is.
Phillips had him played perfectly right through the legs of Ryan Gorman, the second base umpire, and Phillips is letting him have it.
Yeah.
That was great.
He didn't know which way to go, so he just straddled it.
Did you see it with a glove?
Yeah.
That was awesome. Runner to third. 2 outs. And here's Freddie Galvis. Galvis has had the strikeout bug. 13 of them this year. He's walked only once. Switch hitting shortstop for the Phillies at .218 pitch. Look at that ball dance. Strike one.
He and Hernandez are outstanding up the middle defensively. This guy actually led the National League shortstops in fielding percentage last year, but he didn't win the Gold Glove. Brandon Crawford won it.
Now watch Phillips. Look at Ray. Flips his glove to the umpire. I got it. No balls, 2 strikes. One of the Phillies' top prospects is also a shortstop, J.P. Crawford. I believe he's a AAA this year. That one's ricocheted off Colon. He can't find it. Adonis did. Can't make a play, and it's 1-0.
Doesn't figure.
So on an 0-2 count, Galvis puts the ball in play, gets a friendly bounce, and Saunders scores the first run to put the Phillies in front.
In a good position to field the ball, but must have hit off his glove or leg. Go up that high. That's a shame.
So a 2-out 2-strike hit gives the Phillies an early lead and brings up Cameron Rupp, the Philadelphia catcher. And this is Bartolo's game. He is not going to strike out 7 or 8 guys on purpose. He is going to have the ball put in play. 3 hits already for the Fightins. And there's the 4th. Rupp jumps on a first pitch. And 2 are on with 2 out, and the Phillies at the very least will clear the pitcher with Jeremy Hellickson coming up. There's some folks who are surprised that the Phillies didn't trade Hellickson at the trade deadline last year. He was a pending free agent, and they had a decision to make. Do they issue him a qualifying offer, or do they let him walk in free agency? Well, they issued the offer. He accepted it at $17 million for this season. And so far, he's rewarded them with a 2-0 start.
That represented more than a $10 million raise.
Really?
Yes. He made 7 last year.
No balls with a strike. There's a bouncer. Freeman, great play. Race to the bag, and Colon is there, and Freddie Freeman just saved a run. Terrific play by Freeman down the first base line as Hellickson made a bid to make it 2-0. They settle for a second inning run. We head to the 3rd. Bottom of the order coming up for Atlanta. 1-0 Phillies.
Head into the third inning. Dansby Swanson due up to hit second. Now, he had an off day yesterday. Today, they moved him down to that 8th hole, moved Adonis Garcia to the 2-hole. Brian Snitker said it's to take that pressure off of Dansby. He said he's constantly hearing and reading how him and Ender need to get on for Freddie Freeman and Matt Kemp, and that they're just forcing the issue. I talked to Dansby, and he said that his dad told him they have been playing in those spots for over 100 years. You need to learn how to hit it somewhere else. Now, last season, Dansby played 25 games at batting in that 8th hole. He hit .333. Every other position, he's hitting .159. So Chip and Joe, maybe this change can be good, get Dansby back on track, and this offense can really start clicking.
I think it could be, Kelsey. Sometimes the 8th spot is kind of tough because of the pitcher hitting behind you and the things that you've got to sometimes expand your zone knowing the pitcher's behind you. But I think this will take a little bit of the heat off in the first inning from Dansby and hopefully get him started.
Well, Dansby is on deck. First things first, Tyler Flowers will lead off for Atlanta. And his presence was missed in the lineup after he tweaked a hamstring earlier. Tyler at .407 for the year, 4 RBIs. And back to the screen foul. Strike one. Philly gave Tyler some trouble at the plate. He was 4 for 30 against him in 2016. Clean slate, though. First game head-to-head this year between Atlanta and the Phillies. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves have beaten them 7 straight times. Won 11 of 18, or excuse me, 11 of 19 against Philadelphia last year. That's fouled away. It's 1-2. Braves and Phillies on parallel paths, you think?
Yes, and have been for a couple of years.
A lot of the Phillies' young pitching is already here. They're waiting for a few of their young hitters to get here.
Yeah, they have the 6th rated farm system.
Away. Still 1-2.
HELLICKSON uses his leg kick as a real good means of deception because he's very deliberate, very slow, and then he can either put that foot down, his left foot down real fast and make you think he's going to try to jump on you with a fastball and then throw the off-speed pitch, or be very slow with it and actually throw a fastball.
Well, I loved what you said earlier. We're all enamored with the radar gun. We love seeing those guys come in and throw 96, 97 miles an hour. That's part of the fun. Not if you're a hitter, of course. But if you want to watch a man practice the art of pitching, well, here's another example of it. Move it around, change speeds. And he just got Tyler to chase. That's the first out of the game, not in the air for HELLICKSON. His first strikeout, and it's 7 up and 7 down. And here is Dansby Swanson. One number that does trouble you a bit about Dansby's start is the number of strikeouts. 16 of them in his first 61 at bats. In the other at bats, when he's put the ball in play, his batting average of balls in play is only 159, so he has hit into some tough luck when he's made contact.
Yeah, like his dad said. That was a good pitch. HELLICKSON wanted it. Again, when he wants to throw that 4-seamer or back up a 2-seamer, it looks a lot harder than it really is.
Might have been his best fastball. That was 91. 1-2.
With movement. Running in on him.
This guy's motion is so smooth and so fluid. It looks like he's just winding up and playing catch with his catcher.
That's true. 30 years old, 6'1", solid 190 out of Des Moines. Was a 4th round pick by Tampa Bay back in '05.
High fly ball toward ALTHERR in left. Plenty of room. And 2 are out.
That was a changeup that he was out in front of a little bit, and another one of the pop-ups that we've seen already throughout the lineup. But one of the things that I think sometimes becomes you're trying to fix a problem, but it almost adds to it, and that is, like I watched Dansby take batting practice today. Just about 9 out of 10 swings were focused on going to right field, focused on going up the middle. To the extent that I'm watching Brandon Phillips swing, he's rocketing balls off the left field wall, hitting them deep in the seats. He's getting that bat speed going, ready for the game. And sometimes I think you can fall in a rut trying to inside out everything and not take a few swings where you're really trying to turn on the ball and get that feeling too. That cure you're trying to implement can sometimes compound the problem.
A breaking ball from Hellickson, who's ahead of Cologne, 1 ball 2 strikes, and ahead 1-0 on the scoreboard. Strike 3 on a breaking ball. Hellickson is perfect through 3 innings. Top of the Phillies order is coming up. The rest of the National League East is going to rue a disappointing season for Bryce Harper last year here in 2017. He is off to an unbelievable start. That game's in the 2nd inning in New York. This one's in the 3rd in Philadelphia, where the Phillies enjoy a lead.
He's so locked in, just like Freddie Freeman, that everything's right on the barrel and solid. Freddie popped one up in his first time up tonight, but it was skyrocket. He hit it so high.
And this National League East, which for the last few years has been known for its excellent pitching, now being balanced out by the emergence of some terrific sluggers. And Hernandez is 2 for 2. A bunt single his first time, a ringing single here to start the 3rd inning. And the Phillies have their 5th hit.
The two-seamer to run away from him and wasn't able to do that.
So think about Yelich and Stanton and company for Miami. Harper and Murphy and Zimmerman for the Nationals. Freddie Freeman, Matt Kemp, Inciarte for the Braves. The East is quite a division. Here's Altair. He was doubled up his first time and takes high and away. Ball 1. Phillies are a little fired up when they started play tonight. They just finished off their 3rd winning series against the Mets in the last 18 series they've played head-to-head.
Good grief.
One ball, no strikes. And that one's lined over short, headed for the gap. That's real trouble. Hernandez can fly, and he's going to come around third and score. Altair has a double, and it's 2-0 Phillies. Told you their outfield is a lot better offensively this year, and Saunders and Altair have been in the middle of it.
5th RBI for Altair, and this was hard hit. That was another two-seamer that came back to his barrel and out into that gap. That's no man's land.
So 5 RBIs for Altair, 2-0 for Odubel Herrera. He bounced out to second in the opening inning. That's sunk in at the knees. Strike 1. And the Fanatic is enjoying this flying start for the Phillies. Herrera had a 21 game on base streak this year. That was snapped when he pinch hit on Sunday. An all-star year last year, led the Phillies in games, hits, runs, and steals. And he wasn't sure about that call. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He's also leading the league in time between pitches. Takes him longer to get in the box and get ready to hit than any other hitter.
Well, there's an antidote for that. Just throw the ball.
Pitchers would if the umpires would let them.
So let's see what Herrera does now. He's out of the box. Not supposed to do that. He's supposed to keep the foot in.
The umpires are not enforcing that mandate that came down before last season.
Altair leads at second with nobody out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Towering fly ball to right. Markakis twisting and turning, backpedaling near the scoreboard, makes the play. Altair will tag and move to third on a deep fly ball to right field by Herrera. There's the first out of the inning. That was close.
Yeah, he got the job done moving the runner over, but the only thing that kept that in the park was the wind.
So here's Franco. This would be a great time for a strikeout if Bartolo could pick up his first. He's 2 for his last 26 at the plate. Infield in for the Braves. The pitch is a cue shot down the first base line that will stay foul.
I can't tell if that's a group hug or a mass exodus.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
No balls and a strike. Eight pitches in the first for Cologne. Faced 6 hitters in the second. He's faced 3 so far in the third.
It's a big run with HELLICKSON on the mound the way he's been pitching. Not just tonight, but in his first 3 starts. That's a big run for the Phillies and for Atlanta's offense to try not to have to make up.
Hammered into the seats left side. Foul. Althea drove in the second Phillies run. He's 90 feet away with 1 out.
Oh. Good glove work there by Tyler Flowers. Bartolo kind of pulled that one to the left-handed batter's box. Good thing Tyler was already set up over there, but all he could do is backhand it.
And Franco walks. Cologne's had 2 full counts in the game. Both of them have come to the Phillies' third baseman. And now runners are at the corners for Saunders and 1 out. Saunders doubled and scored back in the second. Man was a 24 homer, 57 RBI performer in the American League and made the All-Star team. And he was there for the taking, and the Phillies got him. And him off stride. It's popped up center of the diamond. Brandon Phillips gives way to Dansby Swanson. And there's a big second out. I saw that too.
Brandon's trying to figure out which side of the line he was on. Whose ball was it? Even Dansby's looking, checking. It's okay, kid. All right. It's all right this time.
2 outs. Here's Joseph.
I couldn't figure out what Swanson was looking at when he turned around and looked back at second base.
That's a good pitch and result, strike one. One thing about Brandon Phillips, he will keep you loose. Two nothing Phillies. Single runs in the second and here in the third. They've made Cologne work the last 2 innings. And fouled straight back. If memory serves, Joseph was the former catcher that had the concussion problems. And they loved his bat. And figured out we're going to need a first baseman somewhere down the road. And converted him, and here he is, coming off a 20-homer year last year. And we're told that he's really made terrific strides defensively, not just swinging the bat. Phillies feel a lot better about the mobility Joseph has over Ryan Howard last year. Pitch is poked into right field. Another 0-2 hit. This one by Joseph, and that scores a big third run. Galvis has an 0-2 RBI hit. Joseph has one as well. And the inning continues. It's 3-0.
As good as his location generally is, this was an 0-2 pitch that was up. And that's why Joseph was able to reach it.
So far the Phillies are having their way with their old nemesis Bartolo Colon, who entered this game 11-5 career against Philadelphia. 3 runs on 7 hits. And here's Galvis, who knocked in the first run with 2 outs last time up. Strike one. Galvis, a 20-20 man last year. The only other Philly shortstop to hit 20 homers and have 20 steals in a single season was Jimmy Rollins. And that's out of play. And as you said, they're really good up the middle. Cesar Hernandez and Galvis, no errors so far this year.
I think Brandon Crawford's a great player for the Giants. Arguably the best offensive shortstop in the National League for sure. But when you lead the league in fielding percentage and fewest errors defensively, that's as good as it gets.
Phillips takes care of Freddie Galvis, but not before the Phillies pick up 2 more runs. Top of the order coming up for Atlanta. They're looking for their first base runner, and now they trail 3-0.
Outdoors, official sporting goods retailer of the Atlanta Braves.
Time for inning number 4. It's 3-0. The Phillies are in front. We told you that the style of Bartolo Colon is to pitch to contact, and he has taken that to the extreme. Mark Bowman tells us that of the 23 swings that the Phillies have taken in the first 3 innings, they've missed the ball once. So they have put it in play with 7 hits. And now Hellickson has a big advantage going to the 4th inning.
And this is quite contrary to one of my keys for him tonight, which was hits are okay, long balls aren't. Well, they've parlayed hits together, and a couple of 0-2 hits have been very costly.
So Atlanta needs their first base runner. Hellickson perfect through 3 with a couple of strikeouts. And there's a shot toward left. Long run, ALTHERR. He's not going to get it. It's going to bounce off the warning track and wall. And Ender Inciarte leads off the 4th with a 2-base hit. And there goes the no-hit bid.
Ender had a rough day yesterday. He took an 0 for 5 against Washington and finished up just 1 for 13 in the series. But it didn't feel like that. Felt like, you know, he's swinging the bat okay and making some contact. So it wasn't anything to be concerned about on a 1 for 13, especially when he puts one short hopping the left field wall here.
So you know what Adonis Garcia's job is right here. Get Inciarte at the very least to 3rd base. Let's see if he can do it. He flied out to left his first time up.
Starting to rain, folks.
That's in the dirt.
It's thunderstorm warnings in and around the Washington, D.C. area.
That was the forecast. Rain starting around 8 o'clock. A few minutes past 8 tonight.
Boy, were they off.
1 ball, 1 strike. Inside, trying to move him off the plate. It's 2-1.
Sign of a good pitcher with confidence in his location to run one in there to keep Adonis off the outer half.
Ender got a walking lead. Swing and a miss, throw high at 3rd, and that was an easy stolen base for the Braves center fielder. That's his 2nd of the year.
Nothing Rupp could do about that. A hop, and they never made him stop. That was easy.
So a fly ball could give the Braves a run here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And roll foul. 2 more with the Phillies. Jaime Garcia, Jared Eichhoff tomorrow night. Mike Fultonevich and Zach Eflin on Sunday afternoon. Will then head to New York, an off day there Monday. Then 3 with the Mets Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Another 3-city trip for the Braves. The pitch. Sharply hit and through. A base hit for Garcia, and the Braves are on the board.
That was a case of a hitter spoiling exactly what the catcher wanted and the pitcher putting it where he wanted. Rupp had patted the ground. He wanted this changeup down, and it just wasn't down enough, and that allowed Adonis to get to it. on base. Very helpful there.
And now a chance for Freddie to go into launch mode. He flied out to center in the first inning. And is 4 for 7 against the Phillies pitcher in his career. Didn't get it. Strike one. Rain's coming down a lot harder now. Didn't mean to, couldn't get the bat out of the way. It's 0-2.
That chilly wind just got colder.
One ball, 2 strikes. 3-1 now your score. Phillies in front.
Maybe having a little trouble with grip because those last 2 pitches have been way off the mark.
Adonis a short lead at first. 2-2 for Freddie. Lifted in the air toward ALTHER in left. And he makes the catch. There's the first out. That can't be a whole lot of fun, looking up into the lights and the raindrops while you're pelted in the face trying to catch the ball.
No, you've got to try. Honestly, you got to use the bill of your cap to try to ward off the raindrops, keep them off your eyes.
ALTHER with the play, and now Matt Kemp's the batter. He popped out to second his first time up. A run on 2 hits for Atlanta in the 4th. Phillies lead 3-1. And that missed inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Rain's easing up a bit. Still very breezy though in Philly. And a fly ball hit toward right. Saunders over a couple of steps, puts the squeeze on that.
See all those, the breaking balls, the change-ups and everything, as I've been saying. Watch this pitch. This is at 90. But coming in on Matt, he can't get the barrel to it. I mean, it's sneaky quick because of that real deliberate delivery, and it's stiff enough at 90 to still get in on you. Frustrating for the hitters.
So after a promising start to the inning, the Braves so far have 1 run, 2 hits, and Nick Markakis the final hope with 2 out. And this guy's good. HELLICKSON, a former Rookie of the Year in the American League. That was back in 2011.
And he won a Gold Glove in 2012.
Just a swirling mist for Markakis now. And he jumps on one and drives it to center, but Odubel Herrera is there. And that will retire the side. 3 more flyouts for Jeremy HELLICKSON. He loses the shutout bid, but not the lead.
As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, and MLB.com Mark Bowman is reporting that Ryan Howard, former Philly, former NL MVP, will make his debut in Gwinnett for the Braves tomorrow night. The Braves signed him to a minor league deal 2 weeks ago, so we'll see if he can make his way back up to the NL East to take on his former team.
All right, Kelsey, thank you very much. Ryan Howard, a great player, as you see those numbers with the Phillies. And I think it's no secret that John Coppola has gone and will go far and wide to try to find a way to upgrade the Braves bench. That was a concern coming out of spring training. And if Ryan Howard can get his stroke back, he would at the very least be a threat off the bench for a major league club. Again, he hit 20 homers last year, 23 to be exact.
Not just that, even if he doesn't get an at bat, it causes the opposing manager to manage in such a way as to perhaps avoid having to see him come off the bench.
But all of that is predicated obviously on performance. So
yep.
See how Ryan does. We wish him luck if indeed he is going to be in uniform tomorrow night. Rupp, Hellickson, and Hernandez for the Phillies. As Bartolo Colon back to work, trailing by 2 runs.
He needs to throw some goose eggs up there.
Difference in the game, 2 run scoring hits on 0-2 counts. He's got a 1-2 count for the Phillies catcher. Washington still leads the Mets 2-1. That game's in the 4th inning. No Yoenis Cespedes. Hamstring problem for Cespedes yesterday.
Well, they're dropping like flies with the Mets.
Driven over second and headed for the gap. Cameron Rupp on a 2-2 count is going to have an extra base hit. And he's 2 for 2. That's 8 Phillies hits so far in the game. And for the 3rd time in 4 innings, Joe, they've put the leadoff man aboard.
They're not trying to do too much. And it's just a matter of execution for Colon, as it always is, to hitting spots. This was 2 pitches ago. Slider outside, missed, didn't even offer. Tried to make a little better pitch with the slider, and it stayed on the outer third where he could reach it, put a good swing on it.
Hellickson does not yet have a sacrifice bunt. Figures to try to lay one down here. And in for a strike. The reason we bring up Cespedes not playing, that's where the Braves go next to take on New York. Jay Bruce had to play first base for them against the Phillies yesterday because Lucas Duda is hurt too. Wilmer Flores out with a knee infection. Things have not gone as planned for the Mets.
Travis d'Arnaud banged his hand on a bat when he was trying to make a throw. Don't know how long he'll be out.
And tonight it's Tanner Roark and Jacob deGrom up in New York. Here it's 3-1. Phillies lead and threatening. And there's the bunt. Freeman thought about a play at third. Instead, the peg to first in plenty of time. Good sacrifice.
Yeah, 2 strikes on him.
I beg your pardon. It's Matt Harvey tonight, not deGrom in New York. So Rupp's at third. Back to the top. Cesar Hernandez is 2 for 2 with a bunt single and a run scored. Eighth multi-hit game tonight for Cesar Hernandez. He's also scored 14 runs, so he's doing it all as the Phillies spark plug and leadoff man. And hitting the cool .319. Infield in again for the Braves. Ball 1.
See that patch on their right sleeve, a remembrance for Dallas Green, former manager and team executive. He passed away on March 22nd.
One ball, one strike. And bounced foul at the plate. It's 1-2. Rump at third. One out. Strike three. A late call, and Colon will happily take it. Hernandez disagreed, but his vote doesn't count. And that's the first strikeout of the game for Bartolo.
Two-seamer. A lot of backup action on it. Got a pretty good call from Stu Surewater.
Perfect umpire on a rainy night.
Yeah.
And here's Altair. He's been doubled up. He also has a double, a run, and an RBI. Phillies have done a nice job hitting with men in scoring position. After a dreadful start in that statistic, they began the season 1 for 17 in run scoring chances. Entering play tonight, they're hitting .305 after that first 17 at bat stretch. And they haven't disappointed so far in this one. They're 2 for 8. Both hits brought home runs.
Another good cut by Altair. He's either guessing right or just has made a game plan out of tonight, trying to look for something other than the fastball from Bartolo Colon.
Bounce toward Adonis. He's got it. Tricky hop. Long throw. Fast runner. And he got his man. So nice piece of pitching from Colon. He works around a leadoff double. And this game's headed to the 5th. The week. This week's question is, what is your personal nickname for Bartolo Colon? Tweet us at Fox Sports Braves using the hashtag Bart's nickname, and your tweet could be used in the Braves Live postgame show. I'm hoping his nickname will be the Big Winner.
Yeah, I like that one.
After our first with the Phillies tonight. Good ball game. 3-1 though. Phillies lead it. Hellickson versus Cologne. And Brandon Phillips will start things off for Atlanta. Brandon popped out to short, so he's 0 for 1. And that just missed. Talk all the time about the big stories in Major League Baseball. Right now, arguably the biggest story in baseball revolves around the San Francisco Giants, who have been ravaged by injury this year. Madison Bumgarner was involved in a motorbike accident. He has an AC joint sprain in his pitching shoulder and is lost for 6 to 8 weeks.
Guys do some awfully crazy things on off days that they regret.
Brandon out on his front foot, pops it up. And Rupp makes the play for out number 1. Yeah, Jerome will have more on that big story a little later on tonight. Giants are already without Jared Parker, who broke his collarbone. They're getting no production at all from their left fielders. And to add insult to injury, Bruce Bochy last Monday had to undergo a procedure to correct an arrhythmia in his heart, and he's supposed to be back in the dugout managing for the Giants tonight. It has been an awful start to the season for San Francisco. The Giants at 6-10, 4 games behind Colorado in the West. 1 out for Flowers. Tyler struck out. Good to have him back behind the plate after that hamstring problem. He didn't flinch on that pitch that almost hit him. 1 ball, no strikes.
There are some contracts that players have with teams where some activities like four-wheeling and skydiving and what have you are prohibited.
Ouch. Tyler Flowers is hit by a pitch with 1 out. The Braves will bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Dansby Swanson.
And because of that type of violation, let's say, with regard to Bumgarner, I don't know if that's one of those things where they could void his contract if they wanted or penalize him in some other way.
The injury is what the injury is. The sad part for baseball is Bumgarner is one of the best players in the game. It's like when Clayton Kershaw hurt his back last year. You're disappointed for the sport because you want to see what he does every 5th day, not just on the mound but at the plate. That's a terrible bit of news for the Giants. Here's Dansby, flat out to left, batting 8th tonight, and taken low. Let's see what his approach is here with a runner at first and 1 out. Wind is shifting a little bit, blowing toward that short left field fence.
This is one of those times where that inside out stroke to right field could pay dividends if he wants to take a shot over there with a big hole.
He did take a shot toward right. Saunders, though, is going to catch that. So Flowers back to first, 2 outs. Bartolo Colon is the batter as we join Jerome back in our Atlanta studios. All right, Jerome, thank you very much. Same score here, 3-1 Phillies though in front as Cologne got tied up. No swing, 1 ball, no strikes.
I'll give another nickname right here. Big Slugger.
If you can hit a homer in San Diego, surely you can hit a home run here in Philly. 1 ball, 1 strike. He tried to.
Yeah, boy. Might have been a little out of the zone.
Hey, but the helmet stayed on. And a swing and a miss will retire the side. Hellickson has 3 strikeouts. He's through his 5 innings with a 2-run lead.
Baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Delta Airlines.
Beautiful view of downtown Philadelphia and City Hall. Joe's got a whole lot of great notes on that in just a moment. First, we invite you to join us for Bartolo Colon Bobblehead Night on June the 9th. That's brought to you by Coca-Cola. The first 20,000 fans will walk away with their very own bobblehead of Bartolo Colon. Go to Braves.com/tickets and get your seats today.
That's going to be a good bobblehead. No, we were leaving the hotel today, and I made a remark about City Hall and how cool it is, and discovered that it was built in 1901, but took them 30 years to build it. And another curious thing, it's built on the site that William Penn had laid out for the city center 200 years before it was built.
That's amazing. And it is a gorgeous centerpiece to downtown Philadelphia. As Odubel Herrera wails away and is down a strike. He's 0 for 2. How many bricks did you say they?
Oh, it was millions. Millions of bricks. There's no structural steel or iron. It's all brick and granite.
Could you imagine what it would cost to replace that building if they built it the same way today? Man, oh man. Sharply hit. Great stop, Freddie Freeman. Race to the bag and not in time. So Herrera outruns Bartolo Colon, and only barely. But it's another leadoff man aboard for the Phillies.
Great play by Freeman, but nobody was going to win this race. Honestly, about the only chance Bartolo had was to catch this and reach across and tag him, if he had the presence of mind to do that before they got to the base.
So 9 hits for the Phillies. 6 of them singles. And they lead 3-1. Another leadoff man aboard. That's 4 in 5 innings tonight. And here's Franco. He's bounced out to third, and he has walked. Fly ball well hit left center field. Ender is back and makes the catch at the edge of the warning track, and no advance. It's one of the hardest hit balls of the night.
Again, on most nights, I think Markakis is too. The one he hit to center most nights, that's close to being a home run.
Saunders had a rocket ricochet off the left field wall in the second. He came around and scored on Galvis's infield hit. That's the ball that bounced off Bartolo and put the Phillies in front 1-0. That's off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Saunders was born in Victoria, British Columbia. And rolls that one foul. It's an even count. 24 homers last year in Toronto.
He had some injury troubles too that caused him to miss some games. He didn't play in that many, did he?
140 last year.
Did he?
9 the year before. So
okay.
2015 was
a
rough season for him. Knee problems, the left knee specifically. Little squibber. Bartolo will field and flip to first. Runner to second. And 2 men out. I wonder if Saunders was the odd man out when the Jays decided to bring Jose Bautista back.
Could be, but even with Edwin Encarnacion leaving and signing with the Indians, Encarnacion more of a DH first baseman, and they also had Melvin Upton Jr., you might recall.
Right. Yeah, 24 homer guys usually don't drop out of the sky for you.
Yeah, then their numbers, maybe that's one of the reasons the Blue Jays are struggling here at the beginning. Lost a lot of pop.
Driven to right on a line, and Markakis is there and makes the sliding catch. Joseph smoked that ball to right, and the Phillies are done in the 5th. Top of the order for Atlanta. They're hanging around. 3-1 game. for an unlimited baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile Key Weekend Series. I told you a bit about the Nationals and the Mets. Cubs and Reds out west, a big one too. The Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. Arizona's off to a good start.
Yeah, I'm happy for the Diamondbacks after they invested so heavily in 2016, only to have that really collapse and fall apart. I'm happy for Shelby Miller. He's off to a better start, and I hope he pitches well.
Tonight it's Alex Wood, former Brave, pitching for the Dodgers. Taijuan Walker is pitching for Arizona. The other two games on that T-Mobile baseball break are 3-2 scores. The Reds lead in their game. Washington still leads the Mets. Here it's 3-1, top of the order for Atlanta. And Ender Inciarte fouls one off his foot, and he's hobbling.
I just asked him about the fall he took at SunTrust Park, if he was doing better, and he said, yeah, my shoulder's still a little sore. Well, guess what? That instep's going to be sore too. Missed the shin guard, missed the ankle, and got him right on top of the foot.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. Doesn't it seem like it always misses or finds the one spot that the shin guard doesn't cover?
Yes.
Let's see if Hellickson goes down and in again with a strike. Little roller. Ender sprints out of the box, and Joseph slides atop the bag. That base is wet and slippery, and he's lucky not to have turned an ankle. One out.
Wet, and that surface material on the infield will cause your spikes not to catch.
Adonis has the Braves RBI tonight. It came in the fourth inning after Inciarte doubled and stole third. Adonis brought him in with a single. And that's downstairs, ball one.
Doesn't seem like he's thrown that curveball that much tonight. Mostly fastball change up.
Well, why fix what's not broken? That ground ball by Inciarte is the first ground out he's recorded in the game. 3 strikeouts, everything else in the air on a breezy night. Now he's in some trouble. 3-0 with Freeman and Kemp waiting next. We made a lot of the troubles that Washington's bullpen has had in the early going. That's been a big issue here in Philadelphia too. Bouncing ball toward Gavis. He'll charge. He'll glove. He'll throw on the run. And there's the second out.
To what extent are you talking about?
They don't really have a determined closer. It's not even bullpen by committee for Pete McCannon. He doesn't like that term. He's going to play matchups with whoever he feels can get the final 3 outs if they have the lead.
Neris is the guy tonight.
Yeah.
But they've also got Benoit. They've got Gomez. They got Neshek back tonight.
So we'll see how it plays out as Freeman digs in and unloads deep to right and headed for the seats. Strike one. There's a happy young fan.
All right.
Got a ball but lost a shoe. It's there someplace.
Good trade.
Yes. Downstairs even count. Citizens Bank Park will always be a special place for Freddie Freeman. His first home run in the major leagues came here. He hit it into the Phillies bullpen.
Yeah, it was not a cheap one.
2 balls and a strike. Off his thumbs, it's even 2-2. Braves have a run on 2 hits tonight. They had 3 runs, excuse me, had 2 runs on 7 hits at home yesterday. There's a high fly ball belted deep right. He got extension. And how far is that baby going to go? Off the facade of the second deck. And Freddie Freeman's hit a solo home run with 2 outs, and the Braves are down by 1. That wasn't a cheapie either.
No, sir. I remember as a kid watching Dizzy Dean call games. And when a guy would hit one like this, he'd say, "Ain't no doubt about it." And there wasn't. It was so hot it didn't even stay in the stands.
So it's a 3-2 game, 2 outs. Matt Kemp is the batter.
Wow, that was a long way. That was in deep right center off the facade.
We'll wait for the tail of the tape on that shot. Freeman's 7th home run.
6th solo.
No balls, 2 strikes. Base is empty for Kemp. That's taken a little low. .425 feet is the distance on Freddie's homer. It was every bit of that.
Coming into the game, HELLICKSON had just been wearing out left-handers with that changeup. They were only 2 for 30 against him in his first 3 starts, left-handers. Tonight, Inciarte has a double. Freddie's got a homer.
Fly ball foul with the homer. Freeman now 2nd in the National League with 7. Eric Thames of Milwaukee has 8. What a story he has been. He also does Thames lead the National League in hitting. We'll see Thames and the Brewers later on next week.
And Harper hit his 7th tonight too.
Kemp reached for that ball and pops it into center. Dubal Herrera is going to get there, and that'll retire the side. Freddie Freeman with a 425-foot blast off the facade of the second deck brings the Braves a run closer. In the 6th, it's the Phillies 3, Atlanta 2. Now with Philly coming up in the home sixth, Galvis, Rupp, and the pitcher's spot are going to face Bartolo Colon.
Hold him right there. He had a good inning last inning after a leadoff single. One of the things pitchers are constantly trying to do to Freddie Freeman is set him up to throw the ball by him. A lot of off-speed stuff, soft stuff early. The right-handers are paying a big premium on fastballs to him so far. They had come in on him in that at bat, and he pulled one foul, and it was as if they're saying, well, I don't want to go back in there again.
Nice for Bartolo to get the leadoff man here. He's put 4 of the first 5 on in tonight's game. Phillies have 3 runs on 9 hits. Freeman's homer has cut the lead to 1. And a swinging bunt is well foul. Had a spot of rain at the ballpark a couple of innings ago. It's all but stopped. It is a damp, raw night here at Citizens Bank Park. Our first of 3 with the Phillies. Braves trying to extend their overall winning streak over Philadelphia to 8 consecutive games. Swing and a miss. A 91-mile-an-hour fastball gets Galvis. He strikes out for the 14th time this year. 1 away in the 6th. Here's Rupp.
Look at the target. Might have been up a little bit from where Tyler wanted it, but had some zip on it at 90.
Rupp has a single and a double tonight. '16 homer man last year for the Phillies. And this is one big dude, 6'2", 260 pounds.
Facing a guy that's 5'11", 285. Be a rumble in the jungle if those two get mad at each other. And Tyler Flowers back there. Oh my goodness.
That's another one. Yeah.
He's 260.
No balls, 2 strikes for Cameron Rupp. Ground ball short. Dansby makes the play, and his flip to first in time, 2 down. Well, maybe the momentum is swinging a bit toward the Braves dugout. The home run by Freeman quieted the crowd. Bartolo's now set down 5 straight and 8 of 9. He's got the pitcher HELLICKSON coming up. And when the Braves bat in the 7th, Markakis, Phillips, and Flowers, we hope, will be batting in a 1-run game. HELLICKSON 0 for 1 with a sacrifice. That's whistled foul past third.
HELLICKSON only has 1 hit on the season, but it was a triple. And he almost painted one in between Freeman and the line at first. His first time up, that would have produced a run. Granted, it wasn't hit hard, but it was good contact.
He's a lifetime 188 hitter. And this one's dribbled toward Adonis. It handcuffed him for a moment, but his throw on the money. And Colon has a perfect 6th. We head to the 7th 1-run game. Connected to the game's best players all year long with Game Day. Live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. It's your #1 app for live baseball. Bartolo Colon's been around a long time, and he is pitching like the grizzled veteran that he is. Gave up 3 runs early, but has settled in, and he's given the Braves offense a chance to catch up against Jeremy Hellickson. The Braves with single runs in the 4th and 6th have made a game of it now. It's 3-2 in the 7th.
Yeah, they're just kind of pecking away at this guy and getting better swings, better contact. Even Dansby Swanson in the 5th inning when he was trying to go to right field, hit the ball right on the nose and right at Saunders and right. So better swings, not as many pop-ups, and hopefully some better results to come.
Nick Markakis is flat out twice. He'll be followed by Brandon Phillips and Tyler Flowers. Hellickson very economical, just 78 pitches, 2 groundouts. That's it tonight. For the Phillies right-hander, 3 strikeouts. Everything else has been in the air.
It's funny, for his career, 39% of his outs are ground ball outs, 39% are fly ball outs, and tonight lopsided toward the fly balls.
Another one, this one to second. Cesar Hernandez will make the play, and Nick is 0 for 3. 1 down.
That cutter, if it's up, it's hard to get the barrel on top of that pitch, and that looked like a cutter there that kind of bit in on him. So he didn't get the barrel to it and was under it. That's exactly what that was.
Brandon Phillips has popped out twice, once to the catcher, once to the shortstop. Braves bullpen is working just in case the lineup card gets down to Bartolo Colon's spot. Let's hope they do. Means we'd have some action. Phillips is the 6th place hitter and didn't get it. It's 0-2.
Exactly what Cameron Rupp wanted there. He wanted a fastball up out of the zone. Brandon was fortunate to get a piece of it. $24,189 is tonight's crowd.
And down and in. Mentioned Hellickson had some terrific years in Tampa Bay. Double-digit winner in 2011, 2012, 2013. Had elbow surgery in 2014. Went to Arizona, went 9-12 with the Diamondbacks. As Phillips waved at one, thought he tipped it, won't get the call. He's tagged out, and there's the 2nd out of the inning. Four strikeouts for Hellickson, 2 outs. And then here's Tyler Flowers. And then last year, a terrific season with the Phillies. 12-10, made 32 starts. Only 45 walks in 189 innings. And in this ballpark, that's a great recipe for success.
Yeah, you got to be able to do that. Not walk guys.
Bounding ball foul by Tyler, strike 1.
And you're going to give up some pop fly homers in this ballpark. So if you've walked a couple in front of that, you pay.
Braves have made the most of their 3 hits. They've got 2 runs. The Phillies have 9 hits and have scored 3 times. 2 of their RBI hits came with 2 strikes. The biggest blow of the night was Freddie Freeman's 425-foot homer in the 6th. And he'll get another shot at the Phillies staff before this night's done.
See, even when the hitters think they've got a good pitch to hit, the timing is such that, like in that case, it looked like that pitch had some of the plate, but Tyler was out in front of it. It was dying at the plate.
Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss.
Straight change.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Hellickson, who works a perfect 7th. We stretch down a run. Well, tonight it's Bartolo Colon and Jeremy Hellickson, and both starters have not disappointed. Bartolo's scattered 9 hits. He's allowed 3 runs. Freddie Freeman's hit a long home run to bring the Braves a run closer. But it's getting late here at the Bank Vault. It's 3-2 Phillies in our first matchup head-to-head this spring.
Yeah, no surprise. Cesar Hernandez having a good night for the Phillies, too. His 7th multi-hit game. He was already 2nd in the league in that category coming into tonight's action. And Hellickson, who came in with an ERA of 1.59, is hanging around that number 2.
Well, you figure this will be Bartolo's last inning. His spot's due 2nd when the Braves hit in the 8th inning. And he's got Hernandez, ALTHER, and Herrera coming up. That trio's combined for 4 of the Phillies' 9 hits and 2 of their 3 runs. Only 84 pitches for Bartolo so far. And Hernandez now faces an even count. There's a high drive hammered deep right center field. Long run. Inciarte still going. Sliding, trying the track. Can't make the play. Picks it up on a bounce. And Hernandez will stop at second with a long, loud leadoff double. All hail Cesar. He's got a 3-hit night.
And I'm telling you, tonight, were it not for this breeze, this would be home run derby going on for both sides. Boy, did he keep his hands inside that ball. See, he thought it was out too. It was just to one of the deepest parts of the ballpark. And with Ender playing him a little over toward left center, that was a long run. Good play to hold him to 2.
He had 6 homers last year. He's already got 3 this season. He's going to fly by 6 at his current pace. So now Bartolo's really got to buckle down. Runner at second, nobody out. And a bouncing ball by Althea, strike 1.
Yeah, and one of those 3 was against a left-handed pitcher, and it was his first career homer against a lefty.
Wow. Five of the 7 Philly leadoff men have reached in this game. So Bartolo has been out of the stretch a lot. 10 hits. And Althea the batter. Broken bat line drive into center field. Hernandez was breaking back towards second, so there's a break. But now they're at first and third with nobody out, and Adubel Herrera is coming up. Braves bullpen just got up and started working again. Colmenter and Ramirez were up a moment ago, but a lefty is up now.
And again, a nice swing, a nice job by Althea, keeping his hands inside that fastball that was running back into him. He's had a good approach tonight.
Herrera 1 for 3 with an infield hit. Herrera, a former Rule 5 pick. And after he hit .286 last year with 15 homers, the Phillies signed this man to a 5-year contract for the 2021 season. Team options for 2022 and 2023. Went fishing there and may have swung at ball 2.
As you said, Bartolo really not a strikeout pitcher, but he could really use one here or a pop-up, because even a ground ball that gets him a double play is going to produce a run. And if Herrera will help him out again like that, she would be nice.
He has struck out 14 times. And took inside. Phillies are again averaging 9 strikeouts per game as an offense. I've got Bartolo with 2 so far. Franco is next. 2 balls and a strike. That was a left-handed Bartolo Colon swing.
There's that help he's looking for.
Herrera lost the helmet. Off balance. Missed it badly, and now it's 2-2.
Change up. Boy, did that have some dive to it.
Hernandez at third, Althea at first. Big pitch, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Struck him out. And there's the first out of the inning.
Boy, did he need that. Well done. And you got a lot of help from Herrera, who swung at 3 pitches that were not strikes.
So now Franco is the batter. And things have not gone well for Michael at the plate of late. Let's see if Bartolo could get a ground ball at somebody. Franco's hit to 2 double plays this year.
Again, an open stance that stays open, looking to pull everything.
Let's see if that sets up the outside corner here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yes, he did. Oh.
Mike DeMuro says no swing. 2 balls and a strike.
That's exactly what Nick Markakis did earlier tonight.
You know, that's what Nick is thinking out in right field. He had a good look at that swing. 2 balls and a strike. That almost picked off Hernandez at third. And it's 2-2.
I think you're really doing Franco a favor. Anything middle in, I don't care if it's down or not. That is what he's geared to. 2-2 count now. If he wants to pull this pitch, I would try to make sure it's something off the plate or moving away from him where he rolls over it. It might get you a double play.
So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Little dribbler, tough play. Adonis is going to have only 1 play, and it's to first. Colon got the ground ball he wanted, but it was so softly hit that Atlanta couldn't start a double play try, and Hernandez scores the 4th Phillies run.
What a shame. Second run scored tonight by the Phillies on a ball that was hit like that. 1 off of Colon and 1 next to him.
So here's Michael Saunders, runner at second now, 2 outs. Saunders has a double among his 3 trips to the plate. And a strike. 4 runs, 11 hits for the Phillies. And if we said it once, we've said it a million times. If you put the ball in play, something good can happen. It certainly has for the Phillies, who have been a strikeout-prone team this year. But not tonight. Their lead is now 2 runs. Pitch number 100 is on the way. And it's fouled off.
A couple of 0-2 counts have hurt him tonight. Cost him RBIs, cost him runs rather. Don't make that same mistake here.
Strike 3 at the knees, and that will retire the side. The Phillies got a leadoff double, a single, and a ground ball softer than a mouse's ear to score their 4th run of the night. 4-2, Philadelphia the lead. As we get set for the 8th inning, let's check in with Jerome Jurinovich for tonight's big story. Jerome.
somebody with lesser ability, or who for the last couple of years was perhaps trending out of the game, they'd be racing to void the contract. I just can't see them really doing that with Bumgarner.
So the Phillies have extended their lead to 4-2. This is Joaquin Benoit, his 8th, make it 9th game of the year. And he takes over for HELLICKSON, who went 7 innings of 3-hit 2-run ball. He was terrific. No walks again for the Phillies right-hander, who's trying to win his 3rd game of the year. And Dansby didn't get a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, 93 to 96 on Benoit with a changeup and a slider. He too played a little bit for the Blue Jays last year after starting with Seattle. Years in the big leagues.
Phillies bullpen has blown 3 save opportunities this year. Big problem for them has been walks and homers. 20 walks, 14 homers in 52 2/3 innings pitched. Strike 3, slider. Takes care of Dansby Swanson. That has been a pitch that's given him a lot of trouble.
That looked like a high pitch, though. Maybe not.
So Bartolo Colon's taken down after 7 innings of 4-run, 11-hit ball. Jace Peterson will pinch hit with 1 out in the 8th. With Dansby getting the night off last night at home, Jace Peterson played shortstop. Looked pretty smooth out there. Handled a couple of chances without any problem. And he unloads on the first one he sees and drives that one deep toward right center field. Herrera right at the 398 sign makes the catch and tumbles to the warning track.
Well, that's twice in a week that Jace Peterson's come that close to hitting a homer. Remember, he got robbed by Jankowski of the Padres at SunTrust Park. He got a hanging slider. Benoit was worried because he didn't want to look. It's a case of a guy really knowing his ballpark and how much room he had.
Super catch for the second out. And here's Ender. He's doubled and scored tonight. He lays down a bunt, fair ball. Rupp pounces. Benoit works a perfect 8th with some help from his Phillies defense. That has been a strength of this club. They've made only 4 errors. They just made a great catch to keep it a 2-run game.
Brought to you by your local Ford dealer and the Georgia Lottery.
4-2 Phillies have the lead over Bartolo Colon and the Braves in the lid lifter of this series and road trip for Atlanta. And the Braves, as we've told you, have an impressive streak working that they hope to extend tonight. Here are your cold hard facts brought to you by Clean, Crisp Coors Light.
And you look at these stats and you realize that those 7 games weren't even close. Braves were putting a whooping on them. Their last 7 meetings last year, including a late September visit to Atlanta when things were really rolling for the Braves.
So Ian Kroll's job, hold him right here. Joseph, Galvis, and Rupp will be the Phillies batsmen. And a swinging strike. Ian could use a good outing. He got roughed up last time out. And that's why the ERA is over 14. 5 earned runs, 4 hits in 1/3 of an inning against the Nationals. That was in the 14-4 Washington win.
Yeah, there's more walks and strikeouts in there for Ian too. He's got to cut down on the walks. Troubling part for a reliever is, especially one like Ian, who sometimes is only in at times to face one left-handed hitter, or even at most an inning, and it takes you a long time to get that ERA whittled down.
Pop fly foul and headed for the seats. It's 2-2. Looking ahead to the 9th, Braves will have the right guys coming up. Garcia, Freeman, Kemp, Markakis. Hector Neris, I believe, is the man warming up. He'll be the next Phillies pitcher after Benoit worked a 1-2-3/8. That was tipped and caught. And down on strikes is Joseph for the first time tonight, and Kroll rallies to get the leadoff man. 1 down.
Just like the other game, the first game, I think, against the Nationals, when Ryan Zimmerman picked up a late RBI down in the right field corner to give them a 2-run lead. Those late RBIs, and like the one the Phillies got in the 7th, man, oh man, are they tough late in the ball game.
And it's a shame because Bartolo got exactly what he wanted.
Yeah.
Ground ball, but it was just so softly hit that there's nothing Adonis could do but make the throw to first.
It's just that when you go to the 9th inning, and the Braves will have the heart of their order up, it takes more of a rally than just one swing of the bat.
And the Braves have hardly hit Hector Neris at all. I'll tell you about his numbers when he comes in. 1 ball, no strikes here for Freddie Galvis. And that missed low. Ball 2. Mets in Washington tied 3-3 in the 8th. Here it's 4-2 Phillies. Ground ball to short. Dansby's got it. Fast runner, got rid of it quickly. 2 out. So here's Rupp. Cameron Rupp is singled. He's doubled. He's grounded out to short. And the rain begins to fall again. That'll make it even tougher for the Braves.
Saw the groundskeeper out there a few minutes ago between innings, I think, talking to the umpires about the possibility of this coming in.
If Rupp reaches, Daniel Nava will pinch hit. Good fastball. Evens the count. Jaime Garcia, Jared Eickhoff here tomorrow night, game 2. Hope you'll make your Saturday night plans to join us here on Fox. Braves Live 6:30 with Jerome and the gang in Atlanta. No swing. And of course, Braves Live will follow tonight's action. It's presented by Xfinity. A lot of great stories around the big leagues tonight. Atlanta trying to break a 3-game losing streak. And now it's 3-1. To the 8th place hitter, Cameron Rupp, the Phillies catcher. Little dribbler. Can Freddie get to it before it goes foul? The answer is yes. Kroll works a perfect 8th. And now we'll see what Atlanta's bats can do. They're down 2 with 3 outs left.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Let's go places. And SunTrust.
Mark Saturday, June 10th with country musician Jake Owen. And for just $20, get a VIP field pass to enjoy the concert up close on the field. Visit Braves.com/Jake Owen and get your tickets and field passes today. Light rain falling as we head to the 9th inning. It's Philadelphia 4, Atlanta 2. And this is Hector Neris, and this guy's got a big-time arm.
What a start he's off to. 8 games, 1 for 1 in saves, 1 walk and 9 strikeouts. Now you see the batting averages against him. So far he's given up 2 hits in 8 1/3 innings. He's hit a batter. National League hitting .083 against him. 79 games last year, 102 strikeouts in 80 innings. It's pouring.
That strikeout total you mentioned is remarkable. It's the 2nd highest strikeout total in the history of the Phillies franchise by a relief pitcher. This Phillies franchise has been around forever.
Fastball, split finger.
There's a shot down the left field line, through the rain, down the line, and it is a fair ball. It hit the pole. It's a homer.
Wow.
Adonis Garcia hits a home run in a driving rainstorm to make it a 1-run game in the 9th.
Like I said, those add-on runs are huge, and now with it a 1-run game, the umpires are going to drag the tarp out.
Wow.
I don't know how they could see. Split finger, hung out there, and he one-handed it down the line.
No doubt about it. On replay, that truly and clearly was a solo home run. So Adonis Garcia's hit his second homer, his second hit in the 2 spot tonight. And we are in a rain delay with the Braves trailing by only 1 now. It's a 4-3 score. And I think it's smart to stop the action. There was a little shine to the infield behind the third base bag. And the Phillies ground crew will go to work. Try to get it covered up. The rain lessening in intensity just for a moment, but we will have a 9th inning rain delay with a 4-3 Philadelphia advantage. So we are going to step aside, take a break. We're in a rain delay in Philadelphia. Jerome and BJ will take over for us in the Atlanta studios on the other side of this commercial timeout. Back in Philadelphia, where the rain has all but stopped. This has been an exciting game tonight between the Braves and the fighting Phillies. Freddie Freeman's hit a home run. We've seen some great Philadelphia defense late. Looked like a laugher until Adonis Garcia drove one through the raindrops down the left field line. And Bartolo Colon's not on the grounds crew. He's in the dugout hoping Atlanta can come back from what's now a 4-3 deficit in the ninth inning. Hector Neris is having as much time as he needs to get loose again, and that, I think, is the biggest question here in the ninth. With Freddie Freeman coming up, relievers work in rhythm. His was interrupted by about a 20-minute rain delay.
I think the advantage is to the hitters here in the ninth inning. I think the fact that he had to sit through that, maybe go into their indoor hitting tunnel and throw a little bit, sure, but the hitters were hitting too. So I think the advantage is to Freddie and the boys.
Good job by the Phillies grounds crew to get the field covered as quickly as they did. Good call by Brian Gorman too. It rained really hard for about 12-13 minutes. And now we're back in action with Freddie Freeman coming up. 4-3 game. Freddie's already homered tonight. And Arodys Vizcaíno is getting up in the Atlanta bullpen, just in case we have a bottom of the ninth inning. That's what Freddie has done in his last 32 to Philadelphia pitching. 4 homers for Freeman in his last 24 at bats. One here would tie things at 4 apiece. And tomahawk high for ball 1. Rain delay officially 24 minutes.
And again, fastball, split finger pitch for Neris.
I'm amazed Adonis hit that ball as hard and as far as he did, virtually one-handed.
Yeah.
That was really an impressive result. Kemp and Markakis will follow Freeman. Popped up. Shallow center. Hernandez drifts out, says he's got it, and he does. 1 out. So there's one sigh of relief for Neris, but he's not out of trouble yet. Here's Kemp. Matt's looking for his first hit since coming back from the DL. He's 0 for 7. And he's hit the ball in the air 3 times tonight.
He's got a good bat. Just notice the grain in that bat. Look how wide it is. That's a beauty.
Neris has recorded at least 1 strikeout in 43 of his last 47 appearances. And 7 of 8 so far this year. He's faced 2 hitters. 1 has hit a homer, 1 has popped out.
A lot of signs from Rupp, but he may be confused because he doesn't throw that many pitches.
And it was Freddie Galvis, by the way, that caught the pop-up on the Freeman play. Phillies had a shift on, so begging your pardon on that. No balls and a strike for Matt Kemp. Driven to right, and Saunders gallops in and makes the play. That's the second out.
Some hard hit balls at him tonight. A great catch in center field by Herrera off the bat of Jace Peterson. Again, more good defense.
And I'll say this, in that Washington series and tonight, the Braves aren't rolling themselves up into a ball and conceding a win. They're giving both the Nationals and the Phillies a finish late. But now they're down to the last out.
And you mentioned all the 1-run decisions too.
Yeah. Another one here as Nick didn't get it. You don't see too many guys throwing a split finger pitch in this era of big league ball.
Not like this. This is one of his primary weapons.
Bruce Sutter was starring with the Cubs and Cardinals, and eventually with the Braves. That was his bread and butter. Neris has a good one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Tim Hudson had a good one.
Brandon Phillips would love a chance to hit in the 9th. Line drive to left. It's going to drop. And Mr. Clutch, Nick Markakis, does indeed keep the game alive for Atlanta. He represents the tying run. Brandon Phillips the winning run with 2 away in the top of the 9th inning.
That looked like a regular fastball, and Nick did a good job of going with it. Yeah, 2-seamer that was kind of tailing away from him. Boy, is that a good professional at bat.
Brandon 0 for 3. Thinking home run. Didn't get it.
They have thrown him some off-speed stuff. First pitch, just about every at bat, expecting him to be that first pitch fastball guy that he was against Strasburg last night.
No balls and a strike. Line drive left field. That's going to get down for a hit. Markakis around second. He's going to stop. And wisely so. Can't afford to get thrown out of third base here for the game-ending play. And Atlanta, with 2 outs, has back-to-back hits from Nick Markakis and Brandon Phillips. And Tyler Flowers, the batter.
And don't forget about the hard hit ball by Kemp that was right at Saunders. Another split finger. They went for 2 in a row. Brandon was ready for that one, and he's extended his hitting streak to 8 games.
Bob McClure is the Phillies pitching coach. Reset here for Neris, and again, we won't know till this game is decided what impact the rain delay had on the Phillies closer. He came in to start the 9th, gave up the home run to Adonis Garcia. Then the rains came. We stopped play for 24 minutes. He's gotten a pop out and then 3 hard hit balls, and 2 are on for Tyler. And Emilio Bonifacio is going to come on and pinch run for Nick Markakis. Bonifacio's at second, Brandon Phillips at first, and Tyler Flowers the batter. 2 strikeouts and a hit by pitch for the Braves catcher tonight. Remember, he put the Braves in front down in Miami with a clutch hit. Let's see if Tyler has a magic wand working here in the 9th.
And he did so by staying inside the baseball and hitting it back through the middle.
Close shave, ball 1. Dansby Swanson's on deck.
That's what happens when you're looking for that split finger pitch early in the count and don't get it. Fastball down the middle.
Split missed. Braves are in this game with 1 at bat with a runner in scoring position. They're 1 for 1. The Phillies are 3 for 14.
Wow.
With runners in scoring position and clinging to this 4-3 advantage. 2 balls and a strike. Huge leads. Pitch. Philly fans want action here.
They've gotten a called strike on the fastball when he was looking for the split, and they just threw that fastball by him at 93. Got to sit on the fastball. You've got to be looking for it and then adjust if you're Tyler.
Phillips and Bonifacio are getting 15 to 20 foot leads. If a ball is hitting the gap, might get interesting. 2-2 in the dirt, and now the Braves base runners will be moving with this 2-out full count pitch. Remember, it's a wet track in the outfield. Something else. Might be tough to throw a wet baseball.
It's a huge advantage for the base runners. The pressure is all on the defense here to make a play. If you can make contact, they cannot afford a bobble.
So here we go. 3 balls, 2 strikes in the ninth. And driven out of play to the right side.
The way Tyler's been swinging the bat and really making great contact, I can't believe that they will beat him away. They may blow him up inside with a good fastball. I just have a feeling he's thinking middle away and try to hit it that way or hit it back through the middle.
Let's find out. Amazingly, this is the first full count issued by a Philadelphia pitcher in this game. And it comes with the game on the line. Wow. Bonifacio at second, Phillips at first. Neris ready. Here it is. Spoil another good pitch.
That looked like Rupp was set up away. And it was a fastball and a really good one down and away. And as suspected, Tyler spoiled it.
Heck of an at bat with the game on the line. This will be the 8th pitch he sees.
So now let's see if they think, well, look, he's going to hang out over the plate. We can come in on him.
Swing and a miss. The splitter got him, and the Phillies hang on and beat the Braves by a final score of 4-3. The Phillies snap their 7-game losing streak head-to-head with Atlanta, and Jeremy Hellickson runs his record to 3-0. Bartolo Colon suffers his 2nd loss, and Neris picks up the save. That's your final score. A full recap from Citizens Bank Park coming up after a break.